We have the qualities, so we can equate knowledge, as it is mentioned in that particular verse, to qualities. So, if we want the qualities, we have to get qualities from a person who has them. The qualities has to become transferred in that way. So, as we know, Rupa Goswami, he lists some necessary qualities, some favorable items for devotional service, and 3 of these items are directly qualities. There is enthusiasm, there is patience, and there is confidence. And then there are 3 more. But if we take these 3 first things, enthusiasm, confidence, and patience. So as we know, the first one is very much emphasized, that one should be enthusiastic. Like if one is not enthusiastic, we can't amount to anything, we can't achieve anything, either materially or spiritually. So this quality of enthusiasm is very much emphasized. So we can see, well, how do we become enthusiastic? This is very easy. Just try to connect yourself. Just try to catch the kurta of a devotee who is very enthusiastic. Like that. If you see someone who is very enthusiastic, then you somehow try to catch that wave of enthusiasm, because it's almost like a wave. It's going like that. It just pours out. Those who have it, they are just contagious. Like a devotee who is very enthusiastic, he will be very contagious. It's very exciting, that enthusiasm. And if we can just, catch that wave of enthusiasm, wherever it is manifest, because there's no rule or principle actually. Like Krishna may empower any kind of devotee, a devotee who just walks into the door. We don't know what he was in his past life or what devotional service he may have done in the past, but he may manifest a wonderful great deal of enthusiasm. So that means wherever it is manifest, the enthusiasm, we somehow try to take advantage, try to catch on to that enthusiasm, like that. And like that, we can ourselves stay in enthusiasm, because we may not always be able to maintain enthusiasm, by ourselves. We may ourselves not always be enthusiastic, but if we can see, like, who is there enthusiastic, and try to work with those devotees, try to somehow synergize our little enthusiasm, our little energy, synergize it with those who have the enthusiasm, then something comes out, something interesting comes out for Krishna, some interesting devotional service. Because when devotees cooperate, somehow or other, in spite of all differences, in spite of all little, disagreements, like that, but somehow enthusiastically cooperate in devotional service, in kirtan, like that, then it starts to become interesting for Krishna. So that's one thing. Enthusiasm is something that we can catch. It's something that we can spot, we can see it, and we can actually catch on to it and take advantage, like a favorable wind. So that is one thing, how we may cultivate this one quality, a very essential quality. And we also have qualities of patience. That's maybe not so obvious to spot. Enthusiastic, is contagious. You just, somebody's very enthusiastic, you're immediately impressed. You see it quite clearly. But patience, it might not be so easy to see that, but a devotee who just, keeps on, and just very carefully, goes about this devotional service, and, sticks to the path, sticks to the orders of the spiritual master, and doesn't fail, doesn't do anything crazy, like, engages in any sinful activity, any madness, engages in any madness, but just continues year after year, very steadily, and patiently engage himself in devotional service. We may also spot that quality of patience. Well, I may not have this quality of steadiness, but I see that devotee, he has that quality, and if I can just copy that, just be more steady like that, I'll be in much better condition. So like that. Seeing those good qualities and meditating on the good qualities, because that's one dynamic which is maybe not so widely discussed, but it's very simple. If you see good you become good. And if you see bad, you become bad. That's the thing. We can attract the good qualities of others simply by meditating on the good qualities of others. It's actually a fact. And if you meditate on the bad qualities of others, what happens? Those bad qualities just penetrate into your mind and contaminate your own consciousness. So, because actually, most of us, we have no business meditating on the bad qualities of other devotees, because it doesn't help us. Why? Because we're not in a position to help them. We're not qualified to rectify their bad qualities and help them out of their bad qualities. So if you don't have that quality, don't meditate on their bad qualities, please. Now this is for those who are actually qualified. Meditate, seeing the bad qualities of others, that's for those who are actually qualified to rectify and uplift them, like being compassionate to those inferior. If you're qualified to exhibit compassion on inferiors, then you may meditate. Not meditate, no, you're not interested in meditating, but you may see the bad qualities in others and correct it, just uplift them. That's bona fide. But for anyone else who's not qualified to uplift those in an inferior position, to uplift others, actually, in that position, we have no business meditating on the bad qualities of others. Because why? It will simply contaminate our mind. So if we don't know how to be compassionate, we have only one business, that's to see the good qualities in other devotees. Because if we do that, then we'll attract those good qualities and we'll enrich ourselves. This is a very simple dynamic. But if you learn how to do that, you'll find, the world will look a lot brighter. So, these are just a few little things. If we meditate on this, then we might be able to improve our qualities. Something might be able to improve, like within our hearts. And we need to be eager for that. Now, we shouldn't be eager for position, because the worst poison is if we simply fight each other for position and fail to make that. It's not position that's important, it's character. The character is the main thing. It's not who's sitting where, who's doing what service. No, it's actually the character. The development of character is the essential thing in devotional service, and we need to be interested and eager how to develop these good qualities. This needs to be on our mind, and we need to be on our guard that we don't get puffed up by position, and don't be critical or judgmental, you can say, when we're not fit to be in such a position. Yes. So I thought that's a little contribution about how we might be able to cultivate these good qualities. And yes, I think I'll simply stop here and ask if there's any contribution question. Yes, one, you had your hand up first.
I was just thinking about it, because this about meditating on others' good qualities. If you don't really have so many good qualities yourself, it's like when we chant, we water something, and if we just act like we do normally, then we water all the bad things, I guess. If we don't try to strive to something else.
There are 24 hours in a day when we have to be constantly engaged in some favorable activity for the cultivation of devotional service. So this is just adding on, Chanting is right, chanting is fine. Now we should chant, we should try to chant attentively. So devotional service, there are so many instructions for us, so many favorable instructions in the Shastra and by the devotees, that if we simply mold our lives to those instructions, we'll find that things go easy. Some of the things we're struggling with and suffering from, they may get alleviated. So favorable instructions are like favorable winds, like that. So this is just a little bit. This is just a little pinch. So if you can use it, then use it. If it works, it works. Like that. This is simple. Okay, so Mataji, you had your...
Yeah, it was just this ability to be in two places at once. Yeah. I just thought that is the basis of our philosophy. Because we sing every morning that the spiritual master is happily serving, peacefully serving Radha Krishna in the groves, in the pleasure groves of Darwin, and how we are serving such a glorious spiritual master. So the spiritual master is both here and physically in this world, but he's also simultaneously in the spiritual world. So
Maybe.
there's that multitask, like we were talking about, like Prahlad Maharaj. He was both here and also in Sutala, like that. But, I mean, of course it is only pure devotees who have like attained their original identity, but I just think that all of Prabhupada's books are full of these devotees who have attained that.
Yeah, I just didn't think that they could do it at the same. It was as a common thing like that. But yes, you may be right. That is not only Prahlad Maharaj, but maybe several pure devotees. They have this ability. So yeah, it's right. I got my answer. It's possible. Yeah. Anything else?
Does anyone probably writes this particular thing about meditating on good qualities of others and getting them? I mean,
This was my spiritual master.
yeah. No, it's. I mean,
Yes,
nothing's wrong.
I don't have
just-
any specific. This is from his realization.
It's not that it's. I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, it's.
It would be nice to have the
It's
verse.
often
I'm sure,
said.
yeah.
I've heard it many times also, and it's true. I mean, it's definitely true, but just never really come across Prabhupada specifically expressing it like that. No. But I'm sure he does it somewhere.
It's basically the power of association. One thing is about association, and also just in the verse that you have to be pleased upon seeing the superior person. Why are you pleased? Because you understand, these good qualities there in that personality, so you're happy at seeing it. These qualities manifest in this superior person. So it's just unspoken, simple truth, that the devotees of Prabhupada, disciples, they meditate on Prabhupada. We meditate on a great personality, that the good qualities are included in the personality, you see. They are then manifested. So even though, without making a big philosophy of it, using many words to explain it, simply meditating on a great personality, you manifest some of his great qualities, some of the qualities. So I would say like that. It's just but I'm sure the verses are there. I'm sure you'll be able to find some explicit verse like that. But I found this is the one few very practical things I learned from my spiritual master, which I try to put in practice, and I found it is extremely helpful for myself. And that's why I think it's worth sharing. Yes?
Well, that I think we also do every morning. When we sing the Samsara prayer, we sing about the glorious qualities of the spiritual master. So that was just your class, to see these qualities also in other devotees and appreciate them.
Yeah,
Is it not right there in Prabhupada's books that, we can only make advancement if we meditate on the glorious qualities of our spiritual master and all other living entities? How can it not be in Prabhupada's books?
Yes, merciful cloud, distributing the mercy. We meditate on the mercy of the Spirit. So this is the first verse of the
Just
stanza.
like Prahlad Maharaj's qualities we are learning from now.
Yeah, so this is actually the gemstones. So we're more interested in seeing and hearing about this than going to a museum and seeing the precious gemstones. The Britishers, they stole so many gems of India. They put it in the British Museum, and we can go and see the jewels like that. We're more interested in going to Bhagavatam, and seeing through transcendental sound the jewels that are there in the personalities, in the form of the good qualities of the Mahadanas. That should be real, that should be tuned in, We should get taste from hearing about the qualities of the great exalted devotees. That should be a point of relishing. And if we can do that, then yes, that's the Anand state. So thank you very much for your comments and questions. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
not good.